friends? Okay, I should have good Wi-Fi connection today. I got my Wi-Fi upgrade. Woohoo! So I'm super stoked about that because the Wi-Fi was horrible here. It was pissing me off for a few days. So now this should be good. So my friends. So now here we are today. I appreciate all of you commenting on my live stream yesterday about the Nike scandal or whatever you want to call it, controversy with Colin Kaepernick's ad. So appreciate the comments. I need to go back and respond to them. I will do that soon. Appreciate that. And I appreciate all the support and the love and the suggestions on how to investigate this question, this concept of white privilege and white fragility even more. Because I think it's so damn important. Everyone got caught up yesterday, or most people got caught up yesterday in the sneakers, in the flag, in the anthem, in the football player, and in this ad, and just that whole situation of the football game, and the burning of the shoes, and the statements, and the boycotting, and we still kind of glossed over the original issue, or the original reason why this even came to be, which is that whether or not we liked the way or agreed with the way that Colin Kaepernick protested, that's the big, controversy. Some agree with it and say, hey, it's okay. Some people don't. Whether or not you agree with it, the whole point was he was trying to express his discomfort or his disappointment with his country for not dealing with the issues that were happening at that time and still happen pretty much every day as far as the treatment of African Americans in the United States, okay? And dealing with the police and certain things, and how they were, and this whole bigger issue of racial injustice that still exists, right? And here I am in New England. I'm in New England. So we all think, oh, no, this doesn't happen here. We're in New England. We're in the North, right? That stuff happened in the South. We're good. Or it's also interesting how I like to watch the reactions sometimes of people, how like people get upset, like offended, like I am not racist, like I can't be me, especially like I said, us in New England. I'm from the North. That doesn't happen. We're totally fine. We accept everybody. Everybody's here. We're good. Or I know that I was brought up differently. Like I accept everybody of any color, of any kind. And I am included in that category. I'm in the North, and so I thought that awful stuff happened down the South. Or people get pissed off. I don't think this way, but I've also seen people get upset and be like, well, we're not, that was, people's ancestors. We're not plantation owners. We didn't have any part of that, so why are we still getting blamed for that? Which means you totally miss the point. If you think that, you totally miss the point. But up here, back to like being in the North and being in New England and being raised to not be prejudiced at all, and which I was. My mother was, my mother and I have a very complicated relationship, not really the best one, for other reasons that are a total video within itself. But what she did teach me, and what I do really appreciate and I respect, is that she really taught me tolerance and acceptance and just open-mindedness and really a non-judgmental way of being. Like I have not, racial slurs were something that was common when I was young with my grandparents, and not my parents. Like my mother would not tolerate that. Like I remember this story when I was in 6th grade. I did not even know what racial slurs really were because they were not used in my house. So it was just people are people. And so there was a girl on the playground and a classmate of mine, and she used the N-word. I still have never said the N-word to this day. It has never crossed my lips. That doesn't make me great, okay? I'm not saying I'm great by any means, but it's just something I don't do. So she was saying the first 3 letters, like N-I-G, of the N-word, and just calling people that. Hey, what's up, N-I-G, da-da-da. And just saying that to everybody. So I went home and said that to my mother, and whoo, I didn't even know what it meant. Like I had no idea. I thought it was like this cool girl saying some cool thing. Oh my God, I got in so much trouble and I had no idea what it meant. And she explained to me what that meant. And I was like, oh. And that's just, it's not even about even race. It's extended to like, sexual preference and orientation. I mean, people would say things like, just use those words casually. Like, oh, that's really gay. Like, right? Like, I mean, that was use all these words casually. My grandmother, when ordering Chinese food on the phone, would say, okay, we're going to order chink food. And nobody thought anything of it. And I personally didn't like it because my mother really ingrained that in me, but that was just the way they spoke. Like it's not like, and so I think some of the younger generations are like, that's just the way it was. Like, we didn't mean anything by it. And it's just, that's just the way people talked. And that's even like other Caucasian races. Like if you were Italian, you were a Guinea. Like that's the way like everybody had a name. But now it's not okay anymore. Is it not time to ask ourselves, are we hanging on to traditions and beliefs and patterns of behavior that don't really serve us as a human race? My answer to that is yes. Like, that just doesn't serve. So what if my parents did it, or my grandparents did it, or my great-grandparents, and I don't know, and I'm not concerned about their intentions. I love them all dearly, and I'm sure, some people probably did not have good intentions, but some may have it just was how they were brought up. But it doesn't serve us. And it made me realize this issue of white privilege and white fragility. And I'm going to read the book. There's a book, White Fragility, by, I think it's Dr. Robin DiAngelo. And so when we get offended, if you have a reaction, like I'm not racist, this bullshit. Like, I'm not mad at Colin Kaepernick because I'm mad about the anthem, I'm mad about the flag. I'm not mad because he's black, whatever, or African American. Then, I think it's time to think about that. If your reaction's like that quick, like, oh, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of everybody pulling the race card, blah, blah, blah. I think it's time to be open to really considering what you're saying. Like, why are you having this trigger? And maybe it's time to explore that and be open. I know that I thought really hard to not be prejudiced or not have white privilege, but then I look at it and I'm looking at things and I'm like, wait a minute, where could I possibly be hurting somebody else? I'm still going to look at this. I'm not going to claim that nope, that's it, I'm good. Like I said, I'm from the North, we do this, I'm progressive, I'm okay, It's like, well, sometimes that can do the most harm, right? I mean, I started to look at the white privilege definitions, and I'm looking at our world and I'm thinking, it still exists today. Like, if you find a flesh-colored crayon, what color is that crayon? It's like white person's skin, or nude, I want to say pantyhose or nylons, but shit, I hope none of us are wearing that anymore in 2018, because those things are just evil. But in my day, nude color was a white person's skin. Even in makeup, foundation, concealer, powder, it's white, right? Or the dolls in the store, most of them are white, right? Now you might see some African American skin tones and whatnot, but when I was growing up, it was all white. So that was a baby doll, was a white person, like a white infant. And oh my gosh, you could go on and on and on. And I didn't realize that, how those things are still existing today and can be harmful and hurtful. And we try to talk about this and we say, we encourage diversity. We are inclusive. But that's still even saying, right? If you have to say you're diverse, then you're still saying you're different than me. So this is diverse. That means I'm different than you. Or if I'm including you, that means I'm including you in my little group, right? So if you have to be inclusive and encourage diversity, you're still separating humans into categories that are different. I'm like, geez, like I'm looking at them going, I have work to do too. And I don't know, I'm sure I probably said or thought or did something like this, maybe not intentionally, but still it's there. It's still programmed within me. I know it is because I'm a child of the 70s and 80s. So I know that this has got to be in there, Oh my goodness. So I just can't wait to dive into this even further and really be open to learning. Where can I improve? Where can I contribute to this conversation? But more like, maybe it's not my time to contribute. It's my time to just listen. It's my time to listen to, why are these things painful? What are we doing? What are we saying? What is in our culture that needs to change? Like not even, so beyond African American. How about the Washington Redskins? How about they're a football team? How about the Redskin, as far as I know, is a picture, a logo of a Native American man, right? Maybe it's time, like, how's that feel? How's that for white privilege? How's that for, and people will get pissed off. Oh my gosh, my Redskins. That's just tradition. That's that white fragility thing, like getting pissed off about this. When, don't you think that would be offensive or be hurtful to somebody who is of Native American descent. I think it would be. I think there's no need for that. There is no damn need. Oh my gosh. So this is just me today. I kind of put aside all of my other priorities that I was working on, and I'm like, I'm just looking into this now. I'm going to remember the issue that started this whole controversy with this football player and taking a knee. Why? Why did he do that? Why did he feel like he had to go on such a global, like a national televised scale to get anybody to listen? And I'm looking forward to the younger generations, because I swear they are going to be some of the saviors, and they're going to light the way. Okay, I don't believe for a second about I won't even talk about millennials, because then that's a whole other video, how I just so much believe in them, and I love their open-mindedness, and I believe they're truly going to blaze some trails. And they're not whiny, they're not, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word you talk, not privileged, but oh my gosh, when somebody expects something. What's that word I'm looking for, my friends? Like that people use with millennials. Entitled. Oh my gosh. I think they're badass, actually. I think they're willing to question the status quo, and that pisses off Generation X. That pisses off the baby boomers, and that pisses off those who are still holding on to beliefs and values that no longer fucking serve humanity. And it's not going to push us forward. It's going to push us backward. And who the hell wants that? Who the hell wants that? I am just still really disappointed in how far off we are from racial equality. And I thought we made so much progress since Dr. King. Here I am thinking, because the history books will tell you that. Oh, by the way, the history books are full of white people. I'm just saying. So much work to do. So much freaking work to do. I just can't even. So I'm on here saying that I am just declaring on this live stream that I am committed to doing this work. I'm committed to even looking at my business and wondering how can I grow my business in a way that includes this way of thinking, that is just looking at, am I speaking, am I marketing, am I attracting people only of, a certain color of their skin, and why? Oh man, I'm all about it here. I'm all about it. Hey everybody. Oh my gosh, look at you guys. I'm so glad you're here. Yes. Oh my gosh. Hi, Jess. I'm trying to expand your comment, but it's not showing me, because it does matter. It does. Yeah. You can't say all lives matter if you don't truly fucking mean it. Like, if you're going to say that shit and you're going to claim you're not racist and you're going to claim that hashtag, then do the work. Be open to looking at yourself always, and do the frickin' work, because I guarantee you there's some work to be done. Even if you don't realize it, and even if it's not meant, you don't mean harm. Most of us, and most people that I know, are not evil people looking to harm or hurt feelings. But shit, we are. And we gotta look at this. Pod Save the People. I'll have to look at that. Is that a podcast? Hello. Oh, hey, Glenda. May love permeate every aspect of our lives. Amen. A to the freaking men. Yes. Right? I mean, that's the only way that our world is going to survive. It has to change. Like I said yesterday, plants bend to the light to get the love, what they need to grow. That's how they grow. If you bend towards the dark, you're going to wither up and die. Or maybe not physically, but your soul will. And that's not going to make the world a better place for our future generations. Whether you have kids or not, we're here to create a world for our future. We're here to make sure that our planet sustains. So how can we do this? How can we get better at this? How can we be open to looking at ourselves more, and where might we be, inadvertently causing harm? And it's time to shut up and listen. White people gotta shut up and listen. We get to listen. Back to that golden rule, I suppose, like age-old wisdom, golden rule, do unto others as you would have done unto you. And when it comes to people that have a different color of skin or different beliefs than you, do you do unto them as you would have done to you? Do you? Do you? Or not? We're going to ask ourselves these questions. Yeah, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing this work. This is heavy stuff. It's time to be looked at. So, yeah. Blessings on all of you. I love you all. And I just look forward to going through this work and being able to serve in a higher way. I want to serve you and everyone that I can and that comes across my path and my business, in my angel card readings, whatever it is, serve them in a higher way and make sure that I am not contributing to the problem, that I'm helping to be part of the solution, whatever that is. And I'm not going to come up with the solution. This is not for me or white people to come up with. This is for us to listen to what actually is needed. What do people, I just said they. See that? What do they need? Like they're different people. What needs to be done? And people who are directly affected by this need to tell us, need to talk and do the talking. So, we have so much work to do. All right, so I love you guys. And I know some of you asked me, when am I going to do another angel card reading online? I don't know. Now that I have internet fixed, we shall see. But oh my gosh, I just look forward to it. And I'm so glad that you're here and so glad that you're participating and commenting and for the hearts and likes. And so be well and really high vibes to you all. Be the light, be the change. Let's do this together. And I know it's possible. I know we can. And let's, show the future generations that, we're listening. We're here for them. We've got their back. We're listening. And we're going to try, even though we might have dropped the ball a little bit. Sorry, Gen X. But I think we dropped the ball lighting the way for the younger generations. We started it a little bit, but I think we could do better. We could do better. We could get louder. We could demand better. Whether it be for our veterans or be for, having equality, for gender equality, racial equality, more freedom and tolerance for all. We need to get louder about this. It's our turn. So let's do this. And anyone wants to find out what's going on with my subscription program for my personal development coaching group, go to my website, jenrapinion.com, and subscribe. And I am going to be giving the details there. It's going to be your gym membership for personal development. We're going to do this because in order to get past these beliefs that we've had since childhood, we've got to do the fucking work. So it's about listening to other people, listening to how that we can actually be of help and be part of the solution, but it's also working on ourselves, being willing to work on ourselves and say, okay, maybe I do need to get over some of the things that I've been taught. Maybe it's time to look at different things that maybe they don't serve me anymore, or they don't serve my family or my community. And so we're going to work on this. We're going to dive into so many areas of personal development. And if you want to know more about that, what our course offerings are going to be, it's going to range from meditation to relationships to life mastery, all sorts of things. Procrastination, let me know, because it's going to be $22 a month. It's like a gym membership for your soul. This is what you're doing. And we're going to create a community that is full of good humans looking to do better things in the world, looking to live their best life, but also to light the torch and light the way for other humans and to just share and spread that love. So thank you so much for listening. And if you want to know more about that, comment below or message me and I'll tell you about that. It's coming up this month. So I will talk to you soon. And by the way, that's my Project Soul Warriors. So if you want to ask, you can comment Project Soul Warriors and I will talk to you about that soon. All right. Thank you so much. And if you have any resources too that would help me as I'm going on this journey of exploring these topics of white privilege and white fragility, I can't wait to dive in and have and I would suggest that you all do too, have an open mind and open heart. And let me know your best resources. All right. Love you all.